From the Presidential Palace, Manila, Dateline Malacañang.
Good day. This is Dateline Malacañang. Chief Minister Abdul Rauf Makakwa highlighted the importance of fortifying peace, deepening trust, and building a governance that unites rather than divides in his keynote address at the Local Government Peace and Development Summit 2025 held in Manila on Thursday. Speaking before a broad audience of local chief executives, local legislators, respected traditional leaders, members of the security sector, the academe, civil society, and development institutions, the Chief Minister made a resounding call for solidarity and shared responsibility. Highlighting the ongoing institutional reforms in the Bangsamoro region, he pointed to the passage of the Bangsamoro Local Governments Code or BLGC as a landmark achievement that embodies the region's commitment to transformative governance. Meanwhile, in a video message played during the event, Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. said, "The whole government is one in attaining lasting peace and sustainable growth in the Bangsamoro region." The President said unity among local government units or LGUs will ensure just and lasting peace to all Filipinos. President Marcos urged everyone to secure peace in the Bangsamoro and continue to thread the path that has brought everyone an era of peace and calm. Let us listen to the message of Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. to the Local Government Peace and Development Summit 2025 of the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao.
First, I extend my congratulations to Chief Minister Makakwa for hosting this important Local Government Peace and Development Summit. The entire government shares the vision of lasting peace and sustainable development across the Bangsamoro region. The local government units play a critical role in that peace building. They are the cornerstone in the implementation of the comprehensive agreement on the Bangsamoro. Our LGUs are crucial in ensuring a just and lasting peace for Filipinos. Our approach in achieving peace is twofold. First, we are working to enable and strengthen the governing structures of the BARM through its organic law. Our collaboration has so far paid dividends in institution building, and I repeat the call to all stakeholders to take part in the building of robust local governments in the Bangsamoro. Second is normalization and its direct impact on the lives of former combatants, our communities, and security on the ground. Normalization ensures human security. It is a testament to the partnership between the government and the Moro Islamic Liberation Front in ensuring that the gains of peace benefit all Filipinos. We recognize the crucial role of implementing panels and the inter-cabinet cluster mechanism on normalization in this endeavor. We are cognizant that effective normalization requires our full support and genuine monitoring mechanisms agreed upon by both parties. To this end, we will continue to ensure a responsive and agile approach in aiding our people, anchored in full transparency and accountability. And this brings us to the very heart of this summit, this government-led, LGU-inclusive approach. This not only highlights the pivotal role of LGUs in peace building, but also fosters their ownership of normalization and its transformation projects. It also allows our programs to be more responsive to the situation on the ground. That said, we are giving LGUs a greater role in the implementation of projects, not only in the BARM, but all across the country. To date, 5 provinces have already adopted and launched localized normalization implementation. This strengthens our belief that peace must be built from the ground up, with local leaders as active architects. Ladies and gentlemen, today's summit is an opportunity to address issues refine our strategies, forge stronger partnerships, and to further deepen the commitment of all stakeholders to peace. I urge everyone to secure that peace in the Bangsamoro and to continue to tread the path that has brought us this era of peace and calm. We in the national government will continue to work with you in lockstep, fueled with a belief in our shared vision of a peaceful and prosperous Bangsamoro. We have come such a long way in this peace process. We are very, very close to success. Let us not falter now.
That was Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
Dateline Malacañang.
Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. on Thursday met with boxing icon and former Senator Manny Pacquiao at Malacañang Palace following the latter's comeback bout against World Boxing Council or WBC welterweight champion Mario Barrios. President Marcos and Pacquiao engaged in a light conversation about the recent fight, which ended in a majority draw in Las Vegas last month. Pacquiao, boxing's only 8-division world champion, had not fought professionally since 2021. His recent comeback match brought renewed attention to his remarkable career on the global stage. Pacquiao presented his WBC belt and gloves as a gift to the president. Pacquiao requested President Marcos's support in celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Thrilla in Manila, the historic boxing match between Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier III at the Araneta Coliseum in Quezon City. The Thrilla in Manila, held on October 1, 1975, is widely regarded as one of the greatest boxing matches in history and a defining moment in Philippine sports history. Pacquiao said the celebration is scheduled for October 29th as a remembrance and celebration of the historic boxing match.
Dateline Malacañang.
Also on Thursday, Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. said the Philippines is open to working with the United States to an even greater extent as he received members of the visiting U.S. Senate Armed Services Committee congressional delegation at Malacañang Palace. President Marcos welcomed Senators Roger Wicker and Deb Fisher, underscoring the very close partnership between Manila and Washington that has withstood the test of time. The Philippine president also emphasized the need to deepen collaboration not only on a bilateral level but also through multilateral arrangements in the Indo-Pacific. The meeting focused on strengthening defense cooperation, supporting the armed forces of the Philippines' modernization, and promoting peace and stability in the region. Wicker, for his part, described the Philippines-U.S. alliance as one of the most important and growing in terms of closeness. The U.S. lawmakers' two-day visit follows a series of high-level exchanges between Manila and Washington amid regional security tensions, particularly in the South China Sea, where the Philippines and China have overlapping claims over parts of the West Philippine Sea.
Dateline Malacañang.
Malacañang Palace Press Officer Claire Castro on Thursday emphasized the importance of responsible and ethical journalism to navigate the challenges and seize the opportunities in the digital era. Speaking before the media practitioners at the Ibis Styles Hotel, Manila, Araneta City in Quezon City, Castro recognized the crucial role of the Philippine press in safeguarding democracy by providing accurate, fair, and transparent information to the public. During the National Press Freedom Day conference, Castro said, writers, reporters, scholars, and journalists who participated in the conference should use the information they learned to promote responsible and ethical journalism. Castro called on the media members to remain unwavering in their commitment to truth, transparency, and equality, despite the challenges they face, including the rise of misinformation and disinformation on social media and growing public skepticism. She said journalists continue to play a key role in keeping democracy alive, healthy, and working. Castro reaffirmed the Marcos administration's commitment to upholding press freedom and continuing support for the media. She also praised the guest speakers, Paterno S. Maquel II of Rappler, Presidential Task Force on Media Security Executive Director, Undersecretary Jose Torres Jr., and Department of Information and Communications Technology Undersecretary Sara Sisob for sharing valuable insights on maintaining journalistic integrity in a rapidly evolving media landscape dominated by digital platforms. They also highlighted ongoing government initiatives to safeguard journalists and discussed the emerging digital threats and legal challenges affecting media workers. The event, carrying the theme Press Freedom in the Digital Age, Rights, Responsibilities, and Realities, gathered representatives from the state media, media professionals, and journalism students. The Presidential Communications Office, or PCO, organized the one-day conference in line with Republic Act 11458, declaring August 30th of every year as National Press Freedom Day in honor of Marcelo H. del Pilar, known by his pen name Plaridel and considered the father of Philippine journalism.
Dateline Malacañang.
In other news, leaders of the House of Representatives on Thursday supported the call of Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. for a lifestyle check on government officials, beginning with those of the Department of Public Works and Highways, or DPWH. In a news briefing, Manila Representative Bienvenido Abante Jr., who chairs the House Committee on Human Rights, said, "It's good that the President wants to start with the DPWH, but a lifestyle check needs to be all, including the judiciary." Public Accountants Committee Chair Representative Terry Ridon of Bicol, Saro Party List, said he believes there would be no problem if the lifestyle check would cover members of Congress and the judiciary. Ridon said it is very important for the lifestyle check to just target the DPWH, but should also be done on each and every agency and on each and every political branch of government. The palace earlier confirmed that President Marcos ordered the lifestyle checks following his inspection of 11 flood control projects in Marikina, Iloilo, Bulacan, and Benguet. Palace Press Officer Claire Castro said the checks will begin with DPWH officials but will eventually cover the entire executive branch. She said the President also directed a continuing audit of DPWH records. The palace said that as of Wednesday morning, 9,020 reports on questionable flood control projects have been submitted via the Sumbong sa Pangulo platform as it renewed its call for citizens to stay vigilant and to report anomalies in government projects in their areas.
Dateline Malacañang.
In a related story, Baguio City Mayor Benjamin Magalong and Department of Environment and Natural Resources or DENR Secretary Rafael Lotilla have expressed full support for President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.'s order of a lifestyle check on all government officials, particularly those involved in infrastructure projects now under investigation. In an ambush interview during the Project Transfer Colloquium in Pasay City late Wednesday, Magalong noted that the measure would help connect the dots and validate reports of overpricing substandard projects. Magalong earlier confirmed that he has submitted to President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. documents containing reports on alleged irregularities in Department of Public Works and Highways or DPWH projects in Baguio and Benguet. He said the lifestyle check would strengthen accountability and help expose systematic corruption. Magalong noted that corruption in the government processes is already deep-seated. Aside from Baguio City and Benguet, Magalong said he has been receiving reports of alleged anomalies in various flood control and infrastructure projects from other regions. Lotilla, on the other hand, assured the public that the DENR is ready to comply with the palace's lifestyle check directive. As the agency responsible for issuing Environmental Compliance Certificates or ECCs and permits for large-scale projects, he said the move is an opportunity to reinforce transparency.
Dateline Malacañang.
Amid its ongoing war challenges, Ukraine marked its 34th Independence Day in Manila as it sought to broaden its partnership with the Philippines and called on the international community to stand firm in defending sovereignty and building lasting peace. At its celebration in Pasay City on Wednesday evening, Ukraine Ambassador to the Philippines, Yulia Fediev, said Kyiv seeks to expand its trade, defense, and cultural ties with Manila. Fediev noted the visit of Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to Manila on June 3rd last year, calling it as more than a milestone, but a message to the world that Kyiv and Manila are ready to build a new era of cooperation as both sides have demonstrated clear intent and political will to bring its bilateral ties to a strategic level. The ambassador said the dialogue between Ukrainian Foreign Minister Andriy Sybiha and Philippine Secretary for Foreign Affairs Maria Teresa Lazaro last July reaffirmed the readiness of both nations to institutionalize foreign policy engagement. As Ukraine expressed gratitude to the Philippines for its support on multilateral platforms and to Ukraine's candidacy to the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization or UNESCO Executive Board and to the United Nations Economic and Social Council for the 2026 to 2028, she said that Ukraine, in turn, will extend its full support to the Philippine candidacy for a non-permanent seat on the UN Security Council for 2027 to 2028. Meanwhile, Fediev confirmed that both governments are preparing to launch deputy foreign minister level consultations to institutionalize foreign policy dialogue. On the economic front, she said, the trade relationship between the Philippines and Ukraine reveals an opportunity to grow. In 2024, Fediev said the total trade in goods between the two countries stood at almost $70 million, with Ukraine exports amounting to $12 million and imports from Philippines totaling almost $57 million. Beyond diplomacy, FIDIV outlined concrete areas of cooperation, including draft agreements on agriculture, cyber defense, trade, and defense cooperation, which Ukraine submitted to the Philippine side, calling them as gateways to structured collaboration. Department of Foreign Affairs or DFA Undersecretary Charles Jose, who represented the Philippine government at the event, reaffirmed Manila's support for Ukraine's sovereignty and expressed hope that bilateral relations will take a new level through cooperation in trade, agriculture, technology, and innovation. Jose said peace in Kyiv is crucial to global security.
Dateline Malacañang.
The Philippines Department of Migrant Workers or DMW on Thursday said the Philippine government will continue to care for children and support their future. This was the message of care and support expressed by Migrant Workers Secretary Leo Magpayo during his visit to a child care institution in Amman, Jordan, where he spent time with 9 children of detained Filipino domestic workers. The 9 children are under the care of Al Hussein Social Foundation because their mothers, who are Filipina domestic workers, not married to the children's fathers, are currently serving jail terms. The secretary visited the child care institution to check on the condition of the children and to extend the Philippine government's care and support to the families of OFWs who are facing unfortunate situations. The DMW, in collaboration with the Philippine Embassy in Jordan, will work closely with its Jordanian counterparts to ensure sustained care and support for the children and their Filipino mothers during this challenging time. The visit of the Secretary along with the DMW and MWO Jordan teams highlights the government's proactive approach to ensuring the welfare and provision of support to every OFW and their families as directed by President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
Dateline Malacañang.
And finally, after a long and grueling stay abroad, 21 distressed overseas Filipino workers or OFWs from Israel are finally back home. On board Gulf Air Flight GF154 that landed at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport or NAIA Terminal 3, the Department of Migrant Workers or DMW and Overseas Workers Welfare Administration or OWA, in coordination with the Philippine Embassy in Amman, Jordan, successfully repatriated the OFWs. Upon arrival at the airport, they were greeted and welcomed by officials of the DMW and OWA to provide immediate help and assistance, including financial assistance, medical checkup, immigration assistance, transport assistance to immediately bring them home safe to their families, as well as temporary accommodation while waiting for their transportation to bring them back to their provinces. The Philippine government continues to coordinate with concerned agencies to ensure the safety and welfare of Filipino workers wherever they are in the world.
Dateline Malacañang.
Before we conclude our program, Radyo Pilipinas World Service of the Presidential Broadcast Service is live on audio streaming. Just download eVox PBS Receiver on your Google Play Store or the App Store from your Apple phone. You can also visit our Facebook page and YouTube channel. Just type in and search for Radyo Pilipinas World Service. Kindly subscribe, like, and share our post as well. And that concludes this edition of Dateline Malacañang. For Radyo Pilipinas World Service, this is Leo Magpayo. Good day and stay safe.
From the Presidential Palace, Manila, Dateline Malacañang.